I tried to SPY on Thursday, February 23rd. I had a supply zone here created at this here at 400, around the 400 area, right above resistance. And that's what I thought we were going to bounce off as. We were going to come down. I thought we were going to come down to at least this range. I do actually have a 1 minute supply zone as well. So I have one here, and I also have one here from this zone as well for the 1 minute. A quick demand zone. Couldn't see on the 5 minutes, so that's why I resorted to the 1 minute. I did miss this trade. I did not get fast enough into the quality trade that I wanted to get into, so I of course did not get in this trade at all. So that's fine by me, you know. We're just there. If I didn't get it on time, then there's no point of me getting inside the trade. In this trade, didn't see any point of getting into it because it moved too fast for me and I didn't get quite on time with it. So call it a day. I was still a little bullish here because, in my opinion, I believe that we could have gone a lot higher, just because of this supply zone here that was, demand zone that was hitting quite well. Didn't get into a trade at all. I was waiting and waiting and waiting. I didn't want to get into nothing that I believe that wasn't gonna work. I was looking at this trade here because at this point, after we, consolidated here for a bit, we went back down and we came to this demand zone on the 5 minute. And that's what I was hoping for this whole time. I was really wanting to see what was going to happen on this 5 minute. This was my traditional, I believe we're going to hit here. And when it comes to it, we're going to get in the trade. Now, I got into a trade here when it touched the second time on this. I hate that. When it gets to this demand zone, so it jumped up pretty quick. I was not able to get in the trade. As I said, I want a perfect execution. That's probably one of my rules, that I want a decent execution. If the execution is not there on time and not good enough, there's no point of me chasing that, So there's no point of me chasing this. So there was no point of me chasing a trade that I possibly could not even get. And I just want the best entry possible for my situation. Now I took 3 trades around this zone here. 2 were winners and 1 were losers. And sadly, it was very choppy around here. I thought we were gonna have a big we broke structure here around this area when we made a higher high and then a higher low from this low, and we made a higher high. So I believed, okay, well, my strategy, me personally, a broken structure doesn't mean it's completely over. There's some days when me backtesting that when the structure is broken, it has a chance to hit that last demand zone for it to go up and break structure again to keep the uptrend going. Now today, that's what I thought we were going to be able to hit. So, in my opinion, we came back down, retested here. We did not pass this, so I believe there was going to be another retest, because on the 5 minute, I look at the 5 minute here because the 5 minute was only my go-to here. And my 5 minute, we came all the way up. I was like, okay, it was a little too quick for me, So I said, okay, I'll wait till a better entry till it goes on here. I believe we're gonna wick again to be able to, follow it. And I was also looking at this 1 minute. So we had a lot of we had a lot of support coming down from this zone. So I said, okay, I'm gonna wait. We're gonna wait completely. And here I am. Another 5 minute candle close. I said, okay, we're looking pretty bullish. We rejected this twice from these zones here. I believe that we're going to go up. So after we kept on just going up and respecting this zone here, me personally, I took the trade into my own hands. Let me delete this zone here because that's a little in the way. So we got into this trade. I deleted this 1 minute time zone because at this point, I'm looking at it. We're already disrespecting it. We're already inside the zone. Me personally, when I'm inside of a demand zone or a supply zone on the 1 minute and we're already in it, and I don't see any type of rejection on that zone, I just delete it and I just go ahead and focus on the bigger picture. There's no point of me focusing on a zone that's, while the candles are in the zone, I want to see some sort of rejection around that zone to get out of that box so I can get into the trade. Now, I'm only focusing on this 5 minutes. So here I am. I come back, and this one I entered. I entered here on this wick, then the wick, you know. So I said, okay, because it was almost time for the 5 minute candle to close, really 1 minute, but got in. We're looking bullish, okay? Perfect entry. I mean, excellent entry. Can't get any better than this. Got in at 0.95, bought 2 contracts for $200, and I stuck to it. Now, me personally, I saw that we were having a resistance because we started having a resistance here from pre-market level as well here, and there was another resistance up here. Now, in this case, I believe that we were going to come out since we had so many rejection candles on the 5 minute. I believe that we were having trouble, yes, but I believed every single candle that we had on this 5 minute, which is showing great signs of, ayo, bulls are here. We want to bring this up in the market, and we're gonna keep trying. So that's what I believed in this whole time. Up, rejection. We stayed above this 50 MA, rejection. You know, and we rejected the first time. I said, okay, looks like we're gonna need a little bit more power. I was kind of iffy on this one, kind of like, oh snap. But these 2 rejection bars, I said, okay, we come in below. I have a perfect. This is why I talk about execution so much, because my execution for the trade was all the way down here from this wick. So I was already in profit for most of the time being. And in my case, I believed that we were going to go up, because the way that we're rejecting this demand zone, the way we're just wicking up from the sellers were just getting beaten by bulls. And as I see, we're getting rejected by this resistance zone here. So at this point, when we were just chopping around, I said, look, I don't want to be in this trade. Looks like bulls are having a lot of trouble to get in. So I decided to get out on this top wick for 20%. 20%, I'll take it. It was a $40 trade. I was already down for $20 from the beginning here. I forgot what trade I took. I should have marked it down. But, you know, $40 trade, we were already in the green, right? So I said, okay, I'm out of the trade. I want to see what fucking happens next. So I said, okay, look, here we are. This is my opinion. So this is one of my strategies, is when we have a lot of upsell, I automatically go ahead and mark it. Because a lot of times when market's going up and wants to push higher, it goes down to this high buying and starts going up. So as I see it rejecting so many times. I said, okay, we finally bought up. We come back down, retest, wick off. Come back, and this is resistance. The resistance is showing so hard. But I said, but in my opinion, we're wicking off this zone here. I said, bulls have to come in and show out, and we have to break the resistance. I believe we are going to break this resistance. And I was so certain that we were going to break this resistance, just needs a little bit more time. So we come here, wick off, and we're wicking off these zones. So I'm like, you know what? I'm out of this first trade. And I said, I'm going to wait. Come in again and wick off. Come in again and we wick off. We're probably above 200 MA. And we're up. We're going up. And I got in. I said, okay, look, I'll get into this trade again if we wick off. We ended up, you know, wicking off here. We ended up wicking off on this. So I got in at the bottom of this wick, and we went all the way up. And I said, okay, I think bulls are here. And the other reason I got into this trade on the 5 minute was because on this zone, we wicked off on the whole 5 minute, and we're pretty bullish here. No bearish sign. We have a big bullish candle. Nice rejection of the sellers. I said, I want to get in. Boom, got in. Here we are. And I'm like, man, we're getting rejected so much on this resistance. I'm out. I want to stay flat, okay? So I got out for, I believe, maybe like a 10% win. Not the strongest. Could I have did better? Yes. But was I really, you know, in the motive of it? No. So I got out at the top. That's fine by me. Took some profit in. We're up decently. Now, this is where I messed up on one of my trades. I was so certain, and I couldn't handle that we are that bulls are still in strength here, and I did not decide to change my bias to bearish, because even though we broke structure and we're chopping around having struggle, bulls are having struggling. The 5-minute chart was telling me something different. And so I was still bullish in this certain case because sellers were just losing every 5-minute wick candle in this whole area around here. Now, I was flat because we came back down. We rejected off this demand zone again. And we started climbing back up. I said, okay, wait. I'm going to wait here. And I want to see what the fuck this wants to do. So here we are. We made it. Here goes the high buying, as I said, one of my strategies. And I usually do it like half of the wick bar because, I mean, it can go down, it can go up. But I like to keep it half and half when it has these long wicks. So, because it could be around the whole zone, but I want to have it more of a precision based. So here we are. It could happen anywhere around these wicks. So here we are. And I also was looking because this seemed to be rejection also. I said, okay, this is a good resistance slash demand zone here for the 1 minute. We broke all the way down, okay, and this is why I took this trade. We broke all the way down to this 419. Buyers bought this all the way up back to this resistance, and I said there is no way we're not going to break this resistance during this time period. The way that sellers lost a whole, technically a whole dollar amount. A whole dollar amount was this whole wick, and sellers lost that. So me personally, I said, oh my gosh, bulls are in control. I believe we're going to break the resistance as soon as possible. So after we break this, I said, okay, I want to wait for, I said, if we're not going to break, and we started rejecting this again, I said, okay, look, I'm going to get into trade. I believe if we come back down to this 1 minute demand zone from this high buy off, just to get a little extra power, and for the money market makers to be able to get a better price to get in and move the market higher. So this is why I got into this zone here. Got in at this wick, at the bottom of the wick, and we bought, and we were going up, and I said, okay, here we are. I believe this is going to be the move. We rejected this once, twice, and here we are with a hammer candle, which I understand, not the best candle to play off of, not the best high winning rate candle, but buyers are just fucking up the sellers and just wicking off the sellers. I'm like, this is it. Got in the trade, was up. I say the highest I was up was about maybe 10-15%, but I was waiting. I was waiting for this to just buy out of this whole resistance, and so we could push higher for this higher resistance here. As you can see here, this was one of my takes, and that's what I would have got out. I'm not gonna be greedy and go all the way up here. I could, but I'd rather not, because there's also a supply zone here around this area, so there's no point in me doing that. So I'm waiting. We reject it. I'm like, okay, this has got to be the move. I believe we're gonna break out of this time. Final. Nice bar, got into the end, and sadly, we did not. We rejected resistance again. I said, okay, look, I don't like to play with stop losses. I like to just get out when I really feel like, yo, this is not it no more. Me playing with a stop loss that has stopped me out so many times and then goes back up. So I like to have my own stop loss. Maybe my risk management is not the best, and just play like that. But me personally, that's just how I play for my zero DTs, and that's just how I've been playing better. That's how I've been more consistent. That's how I've just been doing decent this month. So me personally, we come back down and say, okay, look, I'm not gonna get out of this trade. Potentially could be retesting this zone again, and we're gonna push back up. We did not. 50 MA came around, crushed it down. I'm like, oh shit. So at this point, I looking at this, we wick off again. I'm like, I don't like this trade anymore. We're below 200 MA. We're just a lot of pressure on this. The resistance is too strong. I don't want to be in the trade anymore. So me personally, I got out. I got out at this wick. When we wick down, I wait. I said, look, I want to see. There's a lot of indecision going on. I want to get a little push up higher and get out for a little bit, save me a little money. Not the smartest decision to do, but me personally at that time, there was so much indecision around this whole area around here. I think buyers are still going to be a little bit, so I want to get out at the best way to conserve my money and not get out for a larger loss. Okay, so I got out at this rejection here, and that's it. I got out. I'm done with the trade. I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done for the day. I'm basically break even at this point. Fine by me. And so we're just waiting now. We break through this zone. I said, okay, let's see what this 400 resistance do. 400 resistance breaks down. So at this point, after we basically rejected this whole resistance so many damn times and broke this structure right here, I was fully bearish. I said, I'm not going to look for any more buys, any more calls. I'm going to just look for puts, and that's it. So here we are at this. We break below 400, and I was looking at the past day. And I'm like, I wonder why we're resisting right here. I go ahead and look back to it, and I see what's going on here. There's a lot of resistance on the yesterday of how we came back down, rejected that, and we're just having a lot of resistance around here. We come back down. So I said, okay, I went back to the day and I got this little demand zone here. Not demand zone, but this resistance / support. So I said, okay, there's no supply zone here. The last supply zone is around this area above 400. I don't believe we're gonna hit this 400 and go up and then go back down. So I'm looking for a resistance / support here now. We get into and we're looking. We see buyers come back up after this resistance small. I was thinking about buying a call here since it looked like we were evening out, and I said no. The whole market is bearish now, so why would I get into a call if we're bearish? So here we are. I'm waiting for a downtrend. We push down lower, and I said okay. We push down lower into this resistance. We are now below this resistance, and now you want to see a push lower. So me personally, I did not, and I was just looking, I was waiting. So we broke down this, we came up and we rejected this candle, and I said, okay, look, I want to get into it, but there's no point in me getting into this trade as of this moment. There's no need to rush things. I want to get a better execution. As I said, I want to get a decent / perfect execution for my trade so I can have a better risk management going towards my trade. Came down, came up to retest that resistance once more, and we pushed down lower. Now me personally, I'm only here for a scalp. I just want to get a little gain in. I don't like playing blank spaces around the whole chart. I don't have a lot of stuff going around here at the 399 to 397. So it should mean, oh, when you're in a trade, there's not really much of shit holding you back from the money moves. I mean, from the price action moving down or up. So me personally, that's a little more risky to me. I don't like playing blank spaces. When I'm in a trade, I only want to get a little move down so I could feel more comfortable and get out of this until we start getting more resistance supports and more candles showing around this zone. So that's exactly what I did. I went to a scalp. I entered right here on this when it retested, and I saw rejection again. I said, okay, look, we're not passing this high of the candle, so I want to get into the trade. And it was maybe 12% scalp on the SPX. And that's exactly what I did. Got in here, wrote it down. I said, well, okay, we're looking bearish. That's fine by me. We're around here at this new low. I'm not going to be greedy. Got out. Fine by me. I took the scalp and I was done for the day. Even though I could have wrote down lower and wrote it down to 397. Me personally, do I want to do that? No. Do I want to feel comfortable doing that? I don't feel comfortable. I want to get a quick in and out and be happy with my day. I don't want to feel uncomfortable. That's not what I'm here to trade for. And I want to follow my rules and I want to follow what the fuck I got going on. And yeah, that's it for my trading journal of really one of my first videos. Hope you guys enjoyed and have a good one. See you guys tomorrow.